and welcome to Monroe Stadium in downtown Fredericksburg for tonight's playoff opener. It's the Class 3 Region B quarterfinal between the two teams that have played in the last two postseasons. Tonight, it's the rubber match between the James Monroe Yellowjackets and the Princeville District Tigers. And Bob, we've got a lot of pregame here. We're a little late getting on the air, but we will fill in as this game, this opening kickoff.
Yeah, we had to thaw our jaws out.
So the Yellowjackets will receive the opening kickoff in this playoff game here at Monroe Stadium. Here's your kick. It's a high kick and taken by a JM player, but it's fumbled and fallen on right at the 17-yard line. Boy, I certainly hope that's not the way things are going to go.
No. The ball's probably hard as a rock in their hands. Probably cold as ice out there. First cold night for us tonight.
Certainly is, Bob. It's temperature expected to dip down to what, about 26 degrees tonight?
It may even be lower than that out in the countryside where I live.
Well, of course, there's a brisk wind blowing across the stadium here. That certainly will drop the temperature as we get set for this playoff game. The Yellowjackets with the football to open up this football game. Man in motion to the near side. Quarterback looking to throw the ball, and he rifles a pass across the middle. It's caught into the Princeville District secondary, out across the 40 to the 44-yard line.
Nice play. I tell you what, he got rid of that. Had a lot of zip on that ball.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn, bringing you tonight's game on Channel 18 and 83, Verizon Channel 41, and on the World Wide Web at www.regionalwebtv.com. First and 10 for the Yellowjackets. Hardy is a quarterback, and a run around the right side, nearly picking up. That's going to be a first down for the James Monroe Yellowjackets.
Yeah, I tell you what.
That's going to be a shy. I'm sorry.
AJ still got some jet fuel from last week.
Second and a yard to go for James Monroe at the Princeville 46-yard line. Quarterback operating from the pistol formation. Gets the snap, pitch, run around the left side. And he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. A.J. Johnson on the carry. He was trying to turn it upfield, Bob, but a good defensive play by one of the Princeville players.
Yeah, he lost a little over a yard on that play, and Jackets going to be faced with a, well, they say 3rd and 1, but it looks like more like 2 to me over there.
Well, maybe 3, Bob. Third, lost a couple of yards on that running play, so 3rd and about 3 yards to go for the Yellowjackets at the Princeville 48-yard line. Man in motion to the far side of the field. Hardy and the receiver sits down and on a reception, but his forward progress should be enough for a first down. He set right down at that yard marker, Bob, and a nice pass. And that's going to be enough for a James Monroe first down.
Yeah, that's nice. They marked it where he caught it, and you're right, forward progress. So we're in good shape.
You know, looking at this Princeville team, Bob, they don't seem to be big in size at all.
But they're fast.
They are fast, and they run to the football. First and 10 for James Monroe. Quarterback under center. Gets the handoff, and he hands it off inside. A nice run right up the gut, down inside the 40 to about the 38, 39-yard line.
Yeah, it's a nice run. Before I forget, Herman, I want to wish you a happy Veterans Day for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
We're so proud of you. You're a Vietnam War veteran.
Thank you so much.
Man.
And to all other veterans out there, a happy Veterans Day to those that served. Second and about 3.5 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball at the Princeville 39-yard line. Man in motion to the near side of the field. Quarterback looking, feels the pressure and throws a good pass. And it's going to be caught. Number 15. What? 39-yard touchdown pass. And on a receiving end, that's Chris Reeves Williams, 6'1", 175 senior, coming up with the catch. Boy, the quarterback that time. Jack Hardy stood in there, felt some pressure, Bob, but threw a perfectly thrown ball that it looked like a defender in that secondary might have had a hand on it.
I don't see how that happened.
I don't see how it got through because it was tipped. Hardy's got something about these tipped balls.
Yeah, he's got some good luck on him.
Kick is up, and it is good. So the Yellowjackets come out the gate flying here as they lead in this football game by the score of 7-0. 7:11 to go in this opening quarter in this playoff action here at Monroe Stadium. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. It is cold tonight, and I think I'm getting a cold, Bob.
I tell you what, it would be a great night to sign up for one, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. And an infraction on that kickoff, and that's going to force the Yellowjackets to re-kick. Somebody might have been offside.
Well, Hernandez is such a good kicker. He'll still probably put it in the end zone.
So they're going to push him back and make him re-kick it here at the 35, offsides penalty against the Yellowjackets. Playoff action for what, Bob? About 15 years in a row?
Yeah, I was going to mention tonight. Here we are again, game 11.
Second season with the Yellowjackets in Princeville tangling up here at Monroe Stadium. Hernandez set to kick it again. Hernandez with a strong left foot end over end, taken at the 11, 20, up the sideline, and still on his feet, finally knocked down at the Princeville 37-yard line. So Princeville, the Yellowjackets' nemesis, Bob, they knocked the Yellowjackets out last year.
Yeah, well, you know, I had forgotten that, and then when I read it in the paper, I thought, what? But anyway,
And a game that the Yellowjackets controlled last year.
Yeah,
and,
I thought.
Princeville came back to win that football game. Left a whole lot of disappointed fans here in Monroe Stadium.
Indeed.
So Princeville, we'll have a look at them for the first time on offense. 1st and 10. Now we're getting a temporary stoppage of play. The referee is holding up play here for a minute. Now we're set to go. Quarterback under center, turns, hands it off, runs right into a couple of JM players. See if we can't pick up some numbers. I think that's Charlie Fry the third in on stop for James Monroe.
Yeah, that's. Did I spot a? What do they call that thing? Nobody uses it anymore, but it looks like a wedge in the backfield. I'll think of it in a minute.
Gain of 2.5 yards on that running play, setting up a second and about 7.5 yards to go. And they're keeping it on the ground out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. What is that formation?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. You got all three running backs in a little V back there, and you know when
not a single wing.
No, it's
single wing. Wishbone or something.
Wishbone. That's it. Yeah, wishbone. Okay.
Third down.
Thank you. I'm so bad with the short-term memory or long-term. Well, in between too.
Third down. I disagree.
Oh,
You're sharp as a tack all the time, Bob.
I appreciate that lie, Herman. I do.
Third, about 5 yards to go. Yellowjackets sniffed that play out. Greenhow in on the stop for the Yellowjackets, and James Monroe will force Princeville to punt here on 4th down.
Yeah, I wasn't all that impressed with Princeville's attack there. They didn't do anything imaginative, so good job by the defense.
So 4th down and about 5 yards to go for Princeville. Punter standing back at its 26, gets off a high, short punt, and it takes the Princeville bounce. And the Yellowjackets stand around there. It's going to be down by Princeville. Somebody had come up and fielded that football, Bob. They would have gained another 10, 15 yards.
Absolutely, yeah. But who would dare run through that crowd?
Wow.
So the Yellowjackets march into tonight's playoff game on the heels of a 56-16 win over Caroline Cavaliers last week. Victory clinched the Jackets a home game tonight against Princeville. Jack Hardy, again, he's 3 for 3 in throwing the football, and that's number 15, Chris Reeves-Williams on the reception. Picks up about 8 yards on that reception.
I haven't spotted Zach Davis in there yet. Have you? Is he part of the offense?
Have not seen him in there yet, Bob.
So last week they had him out at one of the receiving spots, right?
So Jack Hardy, 6'1", 183, 10th grader. Hardy. And he gives it off to Chris Reeves-Williams on the carry. Out across midfield down to Princeville's 49-yard line. And another James Monroe first down. Number 23, KJ Conaway going into the jam lineup.
They should warn the Princeville defense there because Conaway will hurt you.
You know, I'm watching Jack Hardy, Bob, throw the football. This kid can play.
He can play. I mean, he's coming across to that ball like he means it.
Hardy under center. Turns, hands it off, and that's going to be A.J. Johnson running through tacklers down inside the 35 to about the 31-yard line.
He is
Flag
so quick.
On the play, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Hold the phone. They're going to bring it back. Probable holding call against the Yellowjackets.
He wasn't holding. He was just getting his hands warm.
No wonder he had such a big hold on the near side. So the holding penalty against the Yellowjacket, it remains first down at the James Monroe 40-yard line. 16 to go in this opening quarter. In this playoff action here at Morgan State, in Princeville with a 4-6 record, and the James Monroe Yellowjackets, they come in too with a 4-6 record. First and 20 yards to go. Hardy turns, hands it off to Johnson again, picking his way through. Not much room on that far side as he picks up about 2-3 yards.
Yeah, AJ sometimes can find a small hole and make something of it. But that time he was running like a power back.
Yes. So second down and about 17, 18 yards to go for James Monroe. 5.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Fast moving first quarter. 7-0 outscore James Monroe. Hardy, 2 receivers to the far side. Looking to throw the football, rifles a pass. It was nearly picked off, went right through the defender's hand on the far side. So Hardy has to be happy, Bob, that ball wasn't picked off, and that's his first miss of tonight's football game.
Yeah, he came out sharp, and yes. I was looking as he was throwing. He threw it with some authority on it, but didn't didn't get it to that receiver.
Shades of Bob Blackburn dropping back.
No, it wasn't high enough and vertical enough, right?
With the bullet pass.
Oh, mercy. When will I ever?
So it was a flag on the play, Bob, but they pick it up and wave it off. So no harm, no foul, I guess.
Okay, I'd be able to say that the wind blew it out of his pocket or something.
And that wind is strong enough. Just died down a little bit, I think, though.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Third down, 17 yards to go for Jack Hardy and his offense. Hardy turns, fakes the handoff, looking to throw the football, and he's going to run with it and get out of bounds, son. And he does. And I watched Hardy, and I mentioned it last week, Bob. Not only does this kid have a great arm in throwing a football, but he seemed to be quite smart, too, because he looked off two other receivers and saw nothing and didn't force the ball and got out of bounds.
Yeah, and he's got 2 years to work on his game after this. So we like that.
So we see a young fella that has great potential as the Yellowjackets face with a fourth down punting down here. Fourth and about 15 yards to go for James Monroe. Punter standing at his 31-yard line. A line drive, a low kick, takes a jam roll. And it's going to be down by number 50 for the Yellowjackets. Will Dyer, 6-footer, 216 senior downfield to down it.
Yeah, Will's having quite a senior year here. He's really come on and been very, very useful to this team.
Bob, you played in some pretty cold football games and weather.
Seems like it was before global warming, right?
Yeah, when it really got cold.
Yeah, when it really did, right.
I want to ask you about that after this play.
Okay.
How does it affect your play? First and 10 for Princeville. And Princeville, nothing on that running play around the left side. Again, Fry in on the stop for James Monroe.
It's funny. The receivers have gloves now, and that must help. But the main thing was your fingers were cold,
yeah.
And the football was harder because it was cold. It just it was not a pleasant feeling at all.
I guess all your receivers would come to the huddle and tell you to take a little bit off.
Yeah, take a little bit off of it.
Second down at about 7 yards to go. They run again around the left side, and a host of jam tacklers in on the stop. That's number 75, Travis Dawson.
I haven't seen much potency in that Princeville offense. I'm hoping not saying that too early.
And we're going to see whether they have a passing game or not.
Yeah, here we go with that.
Gain of a yard on that running play, setting up third down. And we'll say 6 yards to go for Princeville. Northwestern District. Third down. And another run and nothing on the play. That's number 5 coming up. Chris Cargill. And Conaway in on the stop for the Yellowjackets.
Wow, that D is
fired up.
Fired up, yeah. They haven't allowed a first down yet.
So a punting down here for Princeville. Punter standing back at his 30, make it 21-yard line. He had to rush it.
Yeah.
Got off a better punt this time. And it's going to hit and bounce right inside the 40 at the JM 39-yard line.
By the way, that what I said with the cold fingers also applies to the toes. So
that's right.
I think the first time he kicked it, he was shocked to find out his toes were cold. That's what it feels like to kick a ball.
And you don't have to be down there to feel the cold either.
No, you don't.
We've been blessed with a heater behind us.
Yeah.
Richard Barnick brought in a heater, so that's kind of keeping the chill off a little bit. Right?
Yeah, we're just happy to have any kind of air conditioning.
Yes. That's true. First and 10 for the Yellowjackets. And he runs into a host of Princeville players right across the 40 out to about the 41-yard line. Pickup of a yard and a half on that running play.
That time to launch AJ, I think.
Yeah, you got to get him out in space and let him run with the football. You know, we were talking about Zach Davis. Zach was just in there on that play.
Okay, so apparently they, maybe they were talking to Jack Hardy and to get him a little bit of a continuous play plan because Davis came right back out.
2nd and 8 yards to go. Hardy looking, rifles a pass, and a nice reception.
Love to see that. Love to see that.
Chris Reeves Williams with the reception. Do you think Hardy has a favorite target?
It looks like he might tonight. Although, if I was a quarterback, I would look for Reeves Williams.
Yes.
He's got a good pair of hands. He really does.
So a completion and a first down for the Yellowjackets down to the Princeville 44-yard line. Got 2 receivers split to the far side of the field. 1 man in the slot and a receiver to the near side. Jack Hardy, the quarterback, operating from the pistol formation. Quick hitter, and the Yellowjackets unable to open up holes down in the trenches against this Princeville defense.
Yeah, they're pretty quick, so that's good because they're not overly big. Although 73 might pass for an extra large.
He's probably the biggest player on that defensive unit.
Yeah, it looks like they got him.
But it drops off after that.
Yeah.
So 2nd, 8 yards to go for James Monroe at the Princeville 43-yard line. Jack Hardy, the quarterback, pitches sweep around the right side. Ooh. And a good defensive play. Boy, they got into that JM backfield and nailed A.J. Johnson in his tracks. Lost him a couple of yards on that play.
Somebody sent them a game film from last week. Don't let 24 out there. He'll kill you.
They are fast on defense. They run to the ball. A.J. has not been able to run like he did last week in that win over Caroline.
Zach Davis back in, too.
So Davis back in there as a receiver. So you got 4 wideouts here for James Monroe. Man coming to the near side of the field. Quarterback gets the snap, looking downfield, has a man, his favorite target. That's Chris Reeves Williams. And that was the catch. No catch. No indication.
Yeah, I mean he turned over like he had it, but then they moved back back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, the Yellowjackets face for the 4th down here. Will they go for it on 4th down? I think they will, Bob.
Although number 5 is hanging back, so.
Chris Cargill, I'm sorry, he's in there to punt the football. Cargill standing at his 40. The return man back at the 15-yard line over the head of Cargill.
Mercy.
And he's going to be buried back at the 30-yard line. A bad snap from the center back to Cargill. And Princeville getting their first break of the football game. Can't afford to make mental mistakes like that in a big game in the playoff. You know, we have finished the regular season, Bob. The winner goes on, loser goes home.
Exactly. So it's not a oh well, there's always the next week. And now I think the Jacket defense has been hammering pretty well. So let's see if they can do it again.
So Princeville with a 1st and 10 and a nice run down to about the 20-yard line. Gain of about 8-9 yards on that run right up the middle.
Now where did that guy come from?
And Now we're getting, that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play in this playoff game here at Maury Stadium. Into one, our score, it's James Monroe 7, Princeville nothing. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium playoff action. Like we just said a minute ago, Bob, it's a big game. The winner will advance, and the loser will go home. So the Yellowjackets will have to play like that. And all I've got to do is look back to last year and what this team did to them.
No kidding. And don't let them hang around.
So the Yellowjackets on defense, and Princeville trying to put together a running game here. They advance the ball down near the 15-yard line, and that will be Princeville's first down of the football game. That comes with 11:53 to go, just beginning here in this second quarter.
Yeah, the Jackets certainly were stopping them flat here. Let's see if they can get back in that backfield a little bit.
Congratulations to James Monroe girls field hockey team, shutting out Pocosin this afternoon by the score of 4-0.
Good for them.
And they play tomorrow at 2 o'clock against Tab in the championship game. Quarterback.
Oh, my goodness.
And is it caught? Yes, it is.
Oh, gosh.
So a touchdown for Princeville. There's a reflection. No, I'm not going to make an excuse.
No, that was just a surprise play. There was nothing fancy. They just drove it right on down and kept going. And what are you going to say?
So Princeville with a different formation here, and they will attempt a PAT here. Waiting for the kick. The snap is a high one. The kicker gets it up, and it is good. 11:19 to go here in this second quarter. We're deadlocked at 7 in this quarterfinal game. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, 11:19 to go. And we're getting set for the kickoff. Princeville scoring on a kind of a weird play, but they get the 6 points and the extra point. And we're tied at 7 here at Maury Stadium. So the Yellowjackets await the kickoff of Princeville. That old wishbone, boy, they threw a wrinkle at him that time, didn't they, Bob?
No kidding, a blast from the past.
Yeah. Here's the kick by Princeville. It's going to be a high, relatively deep kick on a return for the Yellowjackets. And stopped in his tracks right around the 12-yard line. Princeville beginning to pick it up a little bit, Bob. Seemed to be, I mean, after that break that they got on that punt. They seem to have the momentum right now.
Yeah, it's strange. The offense came alive, and not only did they get their first down, they also, what was that, a 15-yard run?
Yeah.
That was good for them.
So last week, Princeville beat Manassas Park 28-7. They amassed over 300 yards rushing in that football game.
Goodness gracious.
So 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets, receiver to the near side of the field. And they've got to get A.J. rolling here. And a couple of stiff arms, but unable to get on track. Might have gotten back, picked up a yard on that play, but Princeville defensively seems to be stringing the Yellowjackets out, and everybody's running to the football.
Yeah, they're quick. They're quick. But one of these plays, Jackets will break loose here. Get that momentum back, hopefully.
So 7-7 time with 10:38 to go here in this first half. Yellowjackets with their backs against the wall, back at their own 13-yard line. Jack Hardy, the quarterback, he's looking, rifles a pass, had a man wide open in the flat, but he underthrew the receiver, thus falling incomplete, stopping the clock with 10:25 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, they need to pop that 8 yards out on this third down play.
Well, they need to pick up a first down and get from around their goal line. And otherwise, on a punt exchange, Bob, Princeville is going to come out of this in pretty decent field position.
Yeah, got to get that at least one of these first downs here to get the heck out of that shadow down there.
You got single coverage on the far side of the field with the favorite target, Chris Reeves-Williams. Let's see if they go in that direction. They're going to run it. And a couple of tacklers away from putting Johnson close to that first down. Had to get to about the 23. Let's see where they spot it.
Yeah, first down.
That's enough.
That's just what the doctor ordered. That was what, 3rd and 8. That's not bad job there.
That was a big play there, Bob.
It was big play.
Big play for the Yellowjackets to get away from their goal line and advance the ball out to the 23-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side of the field, and they're still adjusting out there. I don't think that's the formation they want them in, but they're all set. And the quarterback's going to get away, and he's going to be sacked. He had a safety valve, and that was Zach Davis sitting over in the flat on the near side of the field, but Hardy never had a chance to get the ball to him.
No, when he pumped and didn't throw it, they just closed it right in on him.
Lost some yards on that play, setting up a second and about 18 yards to go for James Monroe. 7-7 tie, 9:18 to go in this first half of football here at Maury Stadium on a cold night. Quarterback Hardy gets the ball, and he steps up, and he throws a pass and a catch, and he dropped it. Zion Austin, Bob, had his man beat. Just unable to hang. In August, he would have caught that.
Absolutely. In fact, last week he would have caught it because he did catch some passes last week.
So that falls incomplete, stopping the clock at 9:02 to go. Oh, Hardy stepped up and planted and threw a good ball on that play.
Yeah, and he also had another receiver a little further downfield that was semi-open, and might have thrown to him too.
So here we go with a third down and about 17 yards to go. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far, man in motion. Hardy gets the snap and throws a pass that could have been picked off at a deflection. Was it caught? Yeah, they're gonna spot it with a reception there. And that was Zach Davis, I think, who came up with that reception.
Yeah, I was deflected somehow, but because I was looking for him to throw for the first down, and he threw a little bit short of that, and it's going to be 4th down and 8.
So Hardy has this thing about deflections. That's the second one tonight, right?
We're going to take them and run tonight.
And had one last week. Punter, and he takes his time. It's partially blocked. And that's Chris Cargill, the punter. He's taking way too much time back there to get that punt off.
Yeah, he was looking like he wanted to just get a really good punt in and get him down the field. And
that thing was partially blocked, Bob. So Princeville with excellent field position again.
Jackets need a break. They need to get a fumble or something like that, something to get them fired up again, because it looks like they're starting to settle in even with these guys. You can't do that. So
coming in tonight with identical records at 4-6, they're playing like that right now, tied at 7. 1st and 10 for Princeville. James Monroe, 36 run and good tackle by the Yellowjackets. See if we can't pick up some of the tacklers in on the stop. Number 54 for the Yellowjackets, Kerry Young, in on the stop for James Monroe.
Yeah, Jackets have their jerseys on with the easy-to-read numbers tonight. Thank you.
And difficult to read numbers from Princeville.
Yeah. Can't have it both ways, right?
I mean, if you're going to have orange numbers on white jerseys, at least outline them in black.
Exactly.
So second, 9 yards to go for Princeville. Quarterback and a run right into that. Charlie Fry, the third, in on the stop.
Nice job.
Along with number 12 coming up, Josh Coleman, 5'10", 183 senior for the Yellowjackets. No gain on that play. 3rd, 9 years ago. That was 3rd and 9 yards to go. And when it gets cold, your mouth stops working.
Exactly.
I think I used that same excuse in July, didn't I?
Too hot to run it.
Yep. 3rd and 9 facing Princeville. Quarterback dropping back to throw the football. Flushed out of the pocket, running to his left. And he's trying to turn it upfield and steps out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. That's going to be short of picking up the first down. So 4th and about 4 yards to go. And they will probably go for it. Bob?
Yeah, this may be a good spot here for the Jackets to knock a ball out real quick.
Big play here for Princeville, and Princeville taking a timeout here. 6:32 to go in this playoff quarterfinal here at Monroe Stadium. Our score deadlocked at 7. Back after this. Welcome back to Monroe Stadium, 7-7 tie, 6:32 to go. Big 4th down play here for Princeville at the James Monroe 30-yard line. Pitch, run around the right side, and he's going to be short of picking up the first down. Nice defensive play. Number 6, Zion Alston coming up, make the hit from his cornerback position.
The Jackets step up when they have to.
They do, Bob, and did a great job defensively. They'll get the ball back now. They've got to prove that they got a potent offense and where they can drive the ball down the field, put some points on the board.
Yeah, let them see a little 24 go wide here.
Well, tonight the Yellowjackets have reached game number 11. And the prospects of a state playoff run starts right here tonight. 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets. at their 28-yard line. Two receivers to the near side of the field here. Jack Hardy, the quarterback, the 10th grader. Hardy and a reverse, and they fumble the football. Princeville falling on it.
Oh, that's not a good break at all. Wow.
I've never seen the Yellowjackets run that play all year.
No, it looks like they cooked that one.
And it was a reverse. And it was number 15, Chris Reeves-Williams, was the intended ball carrier on that play, but he never got the handle from Jack Hardy. So Princeville again with a fumble recovery at the James Monroe 19-yard line. 6:18 to go here in this first half. 7-7 tie. Here we go. That's a run up the middle. Gain tackling by the Yellowjackets. No gain on that play. Ran right into a brick wall inside. That was number 12, Josh Coleman, in on the stop.
Yeah, that may have been the play that scored for him. Didn't work this time, though.
So no gain on that play, setting up that second and about 9 yards to go. 5:40 remaining in a tight ball game here at Murray Stadium. And again, the Yellowjackets come up big on defense. That was another great play by Josh Coleman again.
Yeah, they're grabbing him.
Yep, 2 consecutive tackles there by Coleman. And what Coleman is doing, Bob, he's beating his man and he's running the play down from behind and making it very difficult for Princeville to put together a consistent drive here. 3rd and 7 facing Princeville at the James Monroe 17-yard line. Got single coverage on the near side of the field. Let's see if they put it in the air. And another run. And the Yellowjackets are very stingy down inside defensively.
I think we'll see their field goal kicker if they have one.
So still 4th and 5 facing Princeville. What's their nickname, Bob?
Are they the Tigers?
Yes, they are. Princeville Tigers, 22, make it a 32-yard field goal attempt here by the Tigers. High snap, the kick it's down, and he gets it off, and it's going to be short. It's good.
Did that thing get across the bar? I tell you what, I thought it just stuck under.
It looked like it was well short. So, what did I say, 32-yard field goal by Princeville. And the Tigers get the lead here, 10-7, with 4:07 to go in this first half.
Surprise, surprise.
Stick around for the James Yellowjackets Bang halftime show. Again, 50-50 raffle. Sponsored by James.
So, the wishbone formation, very efficient for this Princeville team. Got a guy by the name of Alex Whitley, Jake Cornwell, and Kristen Jenkins and J.C. Wilbanks. They all are the workhorses in that wishbone backfield. And not much from them, but the Yellowjackets, it's been mistakes.
Yeah, and the momentum that they got after that first touchdown doesn't seem to have carried like you'd like to see.
Well, you got to cut out the mistakes, and it has certainly given Princeville great field position, and they've capitalized with that field goal. So they are leading in this football game for the first time, 10-7, and it's going to be a nice deep kick taken at the 7, 10, 15, 20, up the middle, out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. That's Johnson on a return for James Monroe.
One more juke step, and he may have broken free there.
It was possibility was there.
Mm-hmm.
So James Monroe, well, they've got to think about regaining the lead here with 4 minutes to go in this first half. And it's been a pretty fast-paced first half, hasn't it, Bob?
Yeah, the minutes seem to be ticking off. I don't know whether it's cold and the clock's cold or what. Wants to get out of here. What's up?
The gears are not working right in the clock. So not only we talked about the JM, we don't normally see penalty on kickoff returns.
No,
in the pros, you see it almost on every kickoff.
Yeah, but this
not too much in high school, do you?
No, Jack has got penalized again.
So 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets, and that's A.J. Johnson on the carry, and he only picked up a couple of yards in the middle there. And Princeville have been pretty stingy on defense. Johnson coming off of a record-setting performance last week, scoring 6 touchdowns. Not having that kind of way tonight thus far.
He must have gotten the game film, like I said.
Second, 8 yards to go for the Yellowjackets. Jack Hardy, the quarterback, he's got 5 receivers looking downfield, throws a pass over the head of the intended receiver. He had 2 receivers in the same general area. That's got to be a mix-up.
Yeah, it has to be. Somebody's going to have to. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged.
And both ended up in the same area.
And then Hardy looked over to his left there, and it looked like it was going to be like a little swing out there.
Zach Davis into the lineup for the Yellowjackets. And Jack Hardy, the quarterback, gets a snap, looking, throws a pass, and he skips it off the ground, incomplete. And what's happening now with Hardy, he seems to be rushed, Bob.
Yeah. He's got a nice quick delivery, but
he's going to have to set up.
Yeah, he's apparently he's hearing footsteps, because that's a sure sign on the confidence, when they.
And he's just rushing that throw.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass, 4th down, 7 yards to go for the Yellowjackets. Cargill standing at his 5-yard line. We need a good snap here. And Cargill takes his time too long off the side of the foot. And it's going to be down at the JM 24-yard line.
You cannot give Princeville that field position like that too many times.
So Cargill once again nearly had that punt blocked, but he kicked it off the side of the foot. And once again, Princeville in excellent field position deep in JM territory at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know whether Cargill has had a rush on him like that. Princeville's pretty fast getting in.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the JM 24-yard line, and they run the ball down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
Come on, Jackets, you need to get a fumble or something here. Turn it around.
2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Princeville 10, James Monroe 7. Yellowjackets are flat as water on the plate right about now. They need to come up with a big play. Another run, getting to the outside, cuts it back inside, has the 1st down inside the 10-yard line to about the 9. And that's got to be the longest run from the line of scrimmage tonight for Princeville.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to get a little confidence here, and that's not a good thing. Hope the Jacket defense here can come up with a big stop, though.
I was talking about field hockey. The JM ladies won 4-0 today. They play again against Tab at 2 o'clock for the championship. Congratulations to the JM girls cross country team too. They're in a state run by number 54. That's Carrie Young in on the stop. So the girls cross country team will play tomorrow or run tomorrow. Might be a state semifinal. Yes.
I'll tell you, the Jacket fall sports teams have had good seasons.
Yes.
Very good.
And that's every year. So, second and goal for Princeville. That player came up a little bit too far. Good defensive play by the Yellowjackets. And let's see, that's number 10. Lloyd Johnson in on the stop for James Monroe. Johnson coming off of a pretty good game last week, Bob.
Yeah, no kidding. He was a scooter last week.
So 55 seconds to go. Princeville might be letting the clock run down. They got a third and goal here from the 5-yard line. From the 6-yard line, rather. And if they don't get... So, Princeville pitch sweep around the right side into the end zone touchdown.
Mercy.
I can't see a number on the jersey.
No, it's almost impossible.
About a 6-yard, 7-yard touchdown run around the right side. Can't pick up a number. So that was Ernest Biner around the right side.
Yeah, we're gonna make up one if we have to.
Yes. 16-7, Princeville trying to tack on the extra point here. There's the snap to kick, and it's up, and it is no good. So the Yellowjackets get a break there. Missed extra point.
Wow.
Timeout on the field, 28 seconds to go in this first half. It's Princeville 16, James Monroe 7. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 28 seconds to go. Quarterfinal playoff game. The Yellowjackets hosting this game tonight. You would think Princeville was a home team.
I know.
Yeah, because you know why? Yellowjackets have given them a couple of gifts tonight.
Yeah, right.
Thus 16-7 outscore. Princeville set to kick off to the Yellowjackets. Do we have one big run back in us before the half?
Come on now.
Nice kick, taken at the 2, 5, 10. Reverses and driven back inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Wow, Princeville does get down the field, and they do cover things pretty well.
Much better 4-6 team than I've seen this year. Seem to be playing pretty solid football.
Yeah, I'm thinking could there be that much difference in who they who they played?
And I think they had a big win last week against Manassas Park, but the receiver with a catch and run out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. The ball came out. Are they going to say the receiver was down? Yes. Davis on the reception that time for the Yellowjackets.
That's Alston's first catch of the night, and he's glad to get on the board with that.
Only 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now we're getting a timeout. Yellowjackets taking a timeout, and we'll keep it right here, Bob. So the Yellowjackets made it to the second season, and they've got to act like they deserve to be here, Bob, because they have not played that way in the first half tonight.
No, I think when they go in that dressing room for halftime, there may be a speech or two about getting on the stick here, because the Jackets surely have the talent to match Princeville. And on the first two drives, they stopped Princeville in their tracks, and then all of a sudden got some bad breaks, and things just started going wrong for them.
Other games being played in that Region 3B bracket. Number 1, Thomas Jefferson, the number 1 seed from Richmond. They have a 7-3 record. They have taken on number 8 Armstrong, 2-8. That game is 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Spotsylvania 4-6 against Culpeper. That game got underway 7 o'clock tonight. So Yellowjackets will play the winner of one of those games if they can manage to put away Princeville tonight. Receiver is wide open. You make the catch, you got to get out of bounds. And he does with 4 seconds to go. So the Yellowjackets in their hurry up 2-minute drill here, trying to do something, but they're going to have to go downfield with it with only 4 seconds to go in this first half.
Yeah, I need one of those where the receiver gets about a 3-yard lead on the defender and catches it over his shoulder. You know the play.
and the thing is, the Yellowjackets seem to be putting together some good passing plays here, and that momentum could carry over in the second half. Yellowjackets, and it's going to be picked off on a return, and reverses field, midfield into JM territory down to the 43-yard line. So interception on that play. Was that Zach Davis who threw that long pass, or was that Hardy?
I think that was Davis. I looked back real quick. Of course, one wears 8 and one wears 9, and lots of times when you look quickly, you can't tell. That was Davis, yeah.
End of the first half of play here at Maury Stadium. 16-7. Princeville will be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium halftime. The Yellowjackets, in somewhat of a surprise, down by the score of 16-7 to Princeville. And Princeville didn't do a whole lot, Bob, and they don't deserve a 16-7 lead, but they have it because the Yellowjackets gave them excellent field position, and the Yellowjackets allowed them to score, and thus the score right now is 16-7. And here's Bob Blackburn to recap the scoring in the first half of tonight's football game.
Well, it looked like the Jackets were going to be out of the chute early and often, and they only got the one touchdown in the first quarter at 9-11 with a 39-yard pass from Hardy to Reeves Williams. Point after was good, and James Monroe took a 7-0 lead at the all the way to the end of the first quarter, and then all 3 scores in the second quarter were Princeville. At 11-19, they had a 15-yard run by Alex Whitley. Their point after was good. They tied the game at 7-all. They came back with a 32-yard field goal, and that made the score 10-7. And then with 28 seconds left on the clock, they had a 7-yard TD run, and point after was no good, and Princeville took a 16-7 lead over James Monroe into halftime. So the Jackets will have to go in and warm up a little bit and come up with a new game plan.
You know, I think the Yellowjackets are taking this team for granted, Bob. They don't seem to focus tonight. And they've allowed Princeville to play above their heads in the first half. And they've gone into the halftime, I'm talking about Princeville, Bob, with tremendous confidence and thinking that they can do what they want to do with this JM team. But if you look at the bottom line in this first half, it wasn't the excellent play of Princeville. It was the lack of play and mistakes by James Monroe that allowed Princeville to get on the scoreboard.
Hey, if you can get a ball inside the 30-yard line on 2 or 3 occasions, which they did, and come up with no points, then you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And Princeville just came up with the points, and the Jackets kind of pretty much handed it to them on a platter. So I think in the second half, there will probably be some choice words here. Yeah, some adjustments. Yeah.
Plus, it's Princeville getting the kickoff in the second half of tonight's football game. So they're going to be on defense when they come out of the locker room. And they're going to have to make some adjustments out there. And they're going to really have to concentrate and focus on what they're doing out there and stop committing the mistakes. And so that they can get back into this football game. Now, last year, it was the Yellowjackets who dominated Princeville in the first through third quarters of that football game, only to have Princeville to come back from behind and pull that game out and send the Yellowjackets packing early in the playoffs last year.
Right. Got
some partial scores. Brook Point on top of Orange 21-0 in the second quarter. Stafford 41, Patrick Henry of Roanoke 30. That's 30-0 with 6:40 third quarter with all right, let's give it again. Here we go. Stafford 41, Patrick Henry at 0. 6:44 to go in the third quarter. North Stafford 31, Mountain View 0. That is a final score. You know, Bob, that game was played at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
I tell you what, I can't say that it was better conditions. It seems to me the wind was a little stronger at that time. Yeah.
So in Region 4B, I know you got some stats over there that you can provide for our listeners coming up after I give a few more of these scores. Region 4B, Louisa and Cortland tied at 7. They played in the regular season, and it was Louisa beating Cortland handily in the first part of the season. So with 8:52 to go in the first quarter, we're deadlocked between Louisa and Cortland at 7. Eastern View, 28, Patrick Henry of Ashland, 6 in the second quarter with 8:51 to go in the second quarter. And, of course, the Region 3B, Princeville 16, James Monroe 7 at halftime. Culpeper leading Spotsylvania 21-7 in the second quarter. And in Region 1A, Washington and Lee and Colonia Beach scoreless in the first quarter. So those are some of the other first-round playoff action results. And here's Bob with some of these stats from tonight's first half football game.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising. On first downs, Princeville has 4 and James Monroe has 7. Rushing Whitlock for Princeville, 6 carries for 23 yards and 1 TD. Rushing for James Monroe, Johnson has 9 carries for 26 yards. As far as passing goes, Princeville is 0 for 0 on their pass attempts, or no pass attempts at all. And as far as our passing is concerned, Hardy is 6 for 12 with no interceptions and for 102 yards and TD. Then Davis is 2 for 3 and 1 interception, and that's he's got 3 yards down on that. So anyway, our appreciation to Steve Franzello for providing us for the first half stats.
Well, Yellowjackets have their work cut out for them in the second half of tonight's football game. What will Coach Survey and the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator say to those players to motivate them? We don't know, but we will certainly find out when they come out in the second half and see what level of football they will be playing at. Right now they trail at halftime 16-7. Princeville will be back with a third quarter kickoff coming up after this timeout. Welcome back to Morris Stadium as we get set for the start of the second half, and that's James Monroe kicking off to Princeville. And Bob, I think it's pretty close to freezing. What do you think?
Well, if it isn't, it's making a good enough show for me.
Hernandez with the kick on the fly, up the sideline in the middle, and finally take it down at midfield into JM territory. So the Yellowjackets, their woes continue.
Yeah, that is not what they wanted. They should have gotten I want to call them Nokesville, but Princeville back there.
Old Nokesville.
Old Nokesville, yep. Mm-hmm.
They used to run the old single wing or something up there.
It was something strange, yeah. Now, I know George Mason did, but
yes.
I don't know what they did. It was some kind of primal thing.
So 1st and 10 for Princeville at the James Monroe 49-yard line. Quarterback under center. Quick hitter in the middle, dragging a JM tackler with him down near the 45-yard line. Well, they spotted at the 46, gain of about 4 yards on that running play.
You've got to shut them down here, Herman. Don't let them drive down the field. That would be humiliating. It really would. And
Coach Serby, long time winning coach, 4 state championships. Used to this cold weather, standing out there in his short pants. 2nd and 5. And again, into the secondary, trying to pop through down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That was number 12, Kristen Jenkins, 5'9", 155, senior on the run.
You know, these can't let these guys get their heads, you know.
So the momentum definitely on the side of Princeville, as the Tigers pick up a first down and move the ball down to the James Monroe 29-yard line. Number 3, that's quarterback Brady Hode, 5'6" freshman. And a run around the right side. You know, to stop for the Yellowjackets, a number of JM players. Short gain on that first down play, setting up second and 8 yards to go for Princeville. 10:37 to go here in this third quarter. Princeville 16, James Monroe 7.
Big stop here. Come on, guys.
Princeville Tigers, the Princeville District Tigers, Northwest District. Pitch, sweep, right side, and the Yellowjackets defensed it well around on the left side. It's going to be third down and about 4 yards to go for Princeville at the James Monroe 24-yard line.
You know, Princeville didn't throw a single pass in the first half. I was just checking it again, make sure it was right for 0 for 0.
So big third down play here for Princeville. Third and about 4 yards to go. Quick hitter in the middle and a host of JM tacklers in on the stop. Tyrone Greenhow, one of the leading tacklers in on that play.
Nice job. That's
yes.
Jackets needed to come up with that.
So no gain on that play. I thought it was a loss of a couple of yards, but they certainly given him the benefit of the doubt on that running play.
Yeah, no kidding.
So fourth and about 4 yards to go for Princeville at the James Monroe 24-yard line. Boy, I can feel the heat from that heater, and it feels good.
Never thought we'd be looking for that this year. It seems like we had warm weather most of the season.
Big play for the Yellowjackets, defensively sweep around the right side, and he's going to be pulled down for a huge loss.
That'll help.
Yes. That's number 10, Lord Johnson, with the sack. Loss of yards, and the Yellowjackets will get the ball 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Big defensive play there by the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, let's crank an AJ and go for it.
Well, let's see if that's going to be the play to turn the Yellowjackets around here. Momentum-wise, anyway. Trailing 16-7, 8:39 to go here in this third quarter. See if we got a new quarterback in there. That's Zach Davis, the quarterback.
Think it is. Yes, it is.
And that's Zach. Swing pass through the arms of number 6, Zion Alston, unable to come up with the catch. That falls incomplete, stopping the clock.
Looks like Zach's gonna take his extra year of experience and put it to use here. And
not a bad move. Not that Jack Hardy had such a horrible game. They just wanted that experience of Zach Davis in there now to lead this Yellowjackets team from behind. 2nd, 10 yards to go for James Monroe. Davis, the quarterback, rifles a pass, and it's a drop pass, 2 incomplete passes. And it's not the fault of Zach. The receivers are not coming up with the catches.
Yeah, they're going to need to put a little more stickum on those gloves.
Old Lester Hayes of the Oakland Raiders. You remember Lester?
I do remember Lester.
Lester had so much stickum on him.
Right. It's funny how you get known for certain things.
Yeah.
Anyway, big third down play coming up.
But Lester was all pro too now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was his trademark, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Zach pumps. He's still running, going to have to get rid of it. And is it a catch?
I think not.
No, that's incomplete. Skipped it off the ground. Zach had about a lot of time on that play, Bob.
Yeah, and I was looking downfield, and I saw a receiver that had broken into the open. He just couldn't stop and plant and throw.
Well, we got a change here. Miguel Hernandez, the kicker, is going to punt on this play, I think. Let's see. What do we got? 4th down. So Hernandez replacing Kyle. So a high snap. Miguel gets it off, and it's a pretty decent punt. It takes a JM bounce.
That'll work.
Yeah, for the first time, it's Princeville operating from their territory.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Let's see if we can get a fumble or something. Need something to.
Yeah, they need to pin them back here, not to allow them to pick up a first down and get the ball in pretty decent field position.
Turn that Nistimo around here.
Yeah. So the Yellowjackets with 8:03 here to go in this third quarter, trailing by the score of 16-7. Winner will advance, loser will go home, put the uniforms in mothballs. And a run. And that was Conaway along with number 72, Tyrone Greenhow. Greenhow has had a great season.
He really has. Yeah, we've called his name a lot this year.
Yes. So Conaway got the initial hit on that play. Greenhow came behind him and kind of mopped it up. Gator 2 yards on that running play, setting up a 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the Tigers. Head coach Joe Molinax and the Yellowjackets. Charlie Fry III said, "Nope, you're not going to run over me this time."
Yeah, Charlie's fired up. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So a loss of a couple of yards back to the original line of scrimmage, setting up a 3rd down. 10 yards to go for Princeville. Ball at their 28-yard line. 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Well, you don't have to put your soda in the refrigerator tonight, do you?
No, indeed. In fact, this water's making my teeth cold.
3rd down and 10 yards to go for Princeville. Quarterback throwing the ball, and is it a reception? No indication from the referee. Did he say he caught it?
He's still short, even if he did.
He looked like he trapped that football. And
Get the replay on TV here.
well, it's incomplete, Bob. So it's 4th down, 10 yards to go, and I thought he trapped that football. It took the referees a long time to decide whether it was an incomplete pass or not. So Princeville punting the football, punter standing at his 14-yard line, gets off a high punt, but it's a short punt, and it takes the Princeville district bounce. And at the James Monroe 46, excellent field position by the Yellowjackets, and that's the field position you want.
Yellowjackets will have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, and they I think I'd like to see them try to push a little something on the ground first and make sure the passes are a surprise and not a desperation of sorts.
It's not time to panic yet. I mean, you got 6:13 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
Right.
And an entire 4th quarter to go, so it's no need to panic and rush things, but stick with your game plan here, and let's see what we can get out of A.J. Johnson.
Right, and if worse comes to worse, we'll take a touchdown and a field goal for a 17-16 victory.
Yes, we are JM fans.
And we always figure out in advance what we need to do.
That's right. We think ahead. Mm-hmm. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets. Zach Davis, the quarterback. Davis turns and hands it off to number 24. Down inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. That's the AJ we've been waiting for.
Oh, yeah. You know he's going to bust one sooner or later. Good job.
So the Yellowjackets, they moved the chain on the far side of the field. The Yellowjackets seem to be fired up here with Zach Davis at the reins at quarterback.
All right, guys.
So the Yellowjacket he got a little bounce when they came out to huddle there too, Bob. A little pep in their step. Zach Davis awaits the snap, looking to throw the football. Swing pass in the flat. That's number 3 with the reception. That's Amaro Bonham. We haven't called his name in a long time.
No, not in a while. In fact, he's the other quarterback on this football team.
Yeah.
Good athletes, all of them.
So a pickup of about 7 yards on that play.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3 from the Princeville 21.
So the Yellowjackets trying to put together a drive here. 2nd and about 4 yards to go. Quarterback in the center, and that's going to be Conaway on the carry. Tremendous offensive line surge. That whole pile moved forward. And let's see where they spot it at the 16-yard line. That's going to be a JM 1st down.
I'm glad to see him hand to Conaway, get a little taste of him, because I tell you one thing, he has a lot of desire once he gets.
Yes.
He has to have a load on his back, though.
So the Yellowjackets getting the 1st down, putting together the real drive of the game tonight. 4:49 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Zach Davis, the quarterback, trying to lead his Yellowjackets to victory. Davis, quick step drop, throws it to the corner of the end zone. He kind of angled it just a little bit too much to the outside.
Yeah, he gave him room to to get it, but not to stay in bounds.
So incomplete pass. You know what I'm impressed with, Bob?
What's that?
I think we've only had 1 or 2 penalties in tonight's game.
Yeah, it looks like it's concentration time for both sides, and I don't know at this point. I would rather be behind and have the momentum going in the second half rather than the first.
Yes. So that pass fell incomplete. 2nd down rather. 10 yards to go for the Yellowjackets. You got 3 receivers split to the far side of the field. Zach Davis, the quarterback, looking, steps up, And he's going to be pulled down inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. Good coverage in that secondary by Princeville.
Yeah, I keep saying they're quick. They really are quick.
Well-coached team, talking about Princeville.
All right.
Only 4 wins, exact record as the Yellowjackets coming in. So 3rd and about 7.5 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball at the Princeville, we'll say 14-yard line. Operating from the pistol, that's Zach Davis. Now we're getting a whistle.
Delay of game.
Yep.
Ouch.
So a delay of game against the Yellowjackets. Maybe only the 2nd penalty tonight.
In the second half, right? Or are you saying the whole game?
I'm talking about the whole game.
Wow.
Do you remember any?
Yeah, a couple on the Jackets that kind of hurt them. I seem to recall. I should probably check the stats.
3rd and 12. Zach, a little swing pass over the head of the intended receiver. That was A.J. Johnson. And you got to get the ball to Johnson, but that's not the right way to get it to him. They found success, Bob, running here, and then they went away from running.
They did start throwing. I think for no reason.
Yeah.
But,
so Miguel Hernandez will attempt a field goal here. It's going to be about a 45-yard field goal. No, let's say 35-yard field goal. I'm sorry. 35-yard field goal from the right hash mark. Slight angle for Hernandez. The snap to hold. The kick by Hernandez is up, and it is good. Flag on the play, so hold the phone here. Going to be against the Yellowjackets. False start.
ouch.
So you're going to add 5 yards to that field goal. He can kick it.
Yeah, it takes him out of a little more accuracy, but I think Hernandez can do it. I really do.
So the Yellowjackets push back 5 yards. And Miguel, 6'1", 180 senior, has a strong foot. So it's going to be a 40-yard field goal for Hernandez. Need a good snap here. Again from the right hash mark. The snap to hold. The kick by Hernandez is up.
That's
and
good.
it's good.
Wow.
Yes. 40-yard field goal by Hernandez. Makes it a 16-10 football game with 3:07 to go. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Murray Stadium. This guy's accurate.
Yes.
Yes.
He's pretty amazing, I tell you what.
And he had plenty of distance on that 40-yard field goal. So Yellowjackets trail by 6 here. 16-10 with 3:07 to go. Now they've got to play defense, Bob.
Yeah, and get that other 7 points we were talking about.
So Bob Blackburn has made the prediction here with the score. And it's a squib kick. Along the ground, finally picked up, and the Yellowjackets, good coverage on that kickoff. And once again, Princeville in unfamiliar territory, Bob. They're in their own territory.
Yeah, and that's where you want to keep them.
Yeah.
make them have to throw. I mean, if they're not going to throw the football, they shouldn't be able to have a complete offensive attack.
And the Yellow Jackets seem to play extremely well against that wishbone, preventing big runs.
Yeah, it's a wonder they know how to defend it. It's such an old formation.
Think of Oklahoma when you think about the wishbone.
Yeah, oh yeah.
1st and 10 yards to go. Barry Swisher out there, Oklahoma. Wishbone. Now we get a timeout by Princeville.
Yeah, I think the clock was running on them, and they wanted to get out of that.
3:01 to go in this third quarter. Tigers taking a timeout, and we'll keep it right here. A lot of interesting stuff going on tonight. Talking about other football games. Surprise, it's Cortland leading Louisa. Louisa and Cortland played in the regular season, and it was Louisa all over Cortland. And you see what happens in the second season?
And well, Cortland, when Cortland played James Monroe, they were a very good football team. And
for a team that got off to a terrible start at 0-4.
Right.
And then they put together 6 straight wins. So Cortland playing Louisa tough. And Louisa is in the same region with Easton View, and I think you've got 4 teams in that region that are undefeated.
Right.
Going to be tough. Welcome back, 1st and 10 for Princeville at their 21-yard line. Princeville fumble on the play, and I think they might have gotten it back, but a fight for that football. Yellowjackets are saying, they've got the football.
That'll help.
Yes. That's the mistake we were looking for. And a gift from Princeville to James Monroe. So the Yellowjackets with a big play there.
Yeah, it's nice to get a turnover there just inside the red zone, right?
Ball is right at the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets at the Princeville 20-yard line. 4 wideouts for James Monroe. A.J. Johnson alongside Zach Davis, the quarterback. And he keeps the football. Zach fooled everybody.
Fooled me.
Yep.
And I have the field glasses.
And a pickup of maybe 3 yards on that Zach Davis run. Number 14 coming out for the Yellowjackets, Turner White. Number 72 in there for the Yellowjackets, Greenhound. Yellowjackets break huddle, 4 wideouts again, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And that's going to be a run around the right side. You need a block. It's going to be a flag. Block in the back. My goodness, I saw that from up here.
Don't want to make mistakes down here, but
so the Yellowjackets, Zach was out there trying to do everything he could to spring that runner, but it was a comeback block that might have cost his team a huge gain. So the penalty being marked off against the Yellowjackets. Back to the 24-yard line.
All right, almost going to have to do something like a swing pass to the wide side. Let's see.
2:03 to go in this third quarter. 16-10 outscore. 2nd down and 12 yards to go. Zach across the middle with a nice reception. Cut back to the inside.
Keep driving.
Down near the 6-yard line. That's going to be a jam 1st down.
1st and goal from just outside the 5. Nice job.
Slant pattern across the middle. And Zach was right on target.
With cold hands tonight, that ball came with a lot of zip. Give the receiver credit for that.
The old veteran, number 9, Zach Davis, in for the Yellowjackets, trying to lead his team back. And that's going to be number 24. Cuts it inside. Johnson just inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4-yard line. Minute 21 to go here in this third quarter. Yellowjackets trying to get the lead in this football game. Number 14 coming in, that's Turner White. He's a junior. Number 1 for the Yellowjackets, Tyrus Gilson coming out. So the Yellowjackets with a minute to go in this third quarter. It's 2nd and goal from the Princeville 4-yard line. Zach looking. He's going to run it. And he right around the goal line and pushed back. Might have got to the 1. Bobby, if he had fallen the other way, he would have scored.
Yeah.
So, gutsy play there by Zach Davis. And now we're getting a timeout on the field.
Where's my man Conaway? Run it in. No, there he is, 23.
So 32 seconds to go in this third quarter. The Yellowjackets, I think the Yellowjackets took that timeout. So you got a play, Bob, you want to call?
Yep, I'm giving it to Conaway just off the right guard, and it doesn't have to be much of a hole. He'll leg drive. This guy has some powerful legs. He'll push it in.
Yeah, make a way, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So the Yellowjackets are right where they need to be with 32 seconds to go in this third quarter. Huge mistake by Princeville. They fumbled the football, giving the Yellowjackets great opportunity down here. And the Yellowjackets trying to punch it in with 32 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So things are beginning to fall the Yellowjackets' way here in this second half. Getting ready for this big play here. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from the, I'm saying, 1-yard line?
Yeah, 1-yard line. And
I think Conaway would be a good call here.
Yeah, let's see what they do. He's in there.
All we need is a yard. Late jam player coming in. So the referee over here is getting on the jam bench. So the Yellowjackets, some confusion with the referees down there. And the Yellowjackets, and that's going to be Conaway dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
Can't turn him back. He's a bulldozer.
1-yard touchdown run by number 23. That's K.J. Conaway. And we're deadlocked at 16. So deadlocked at 16 with 27 seconds to go. Yellowjackets, Hernandez with the extra point, and he gets it up quickly, and it is good. The Yellowjackets regain the lead in this football game with 27 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Our score is James Monroe 17, Princeville 16. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Murray Stadium. 27 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Yellowjackets have clawed their way back into this football game, Bob, and they've taken the lead.
Yeah, thank goodness. They, and now they need to build on this. They could play defense, but for a whole quarter, that's pretty rough to do. So I'm hoping this is just the beginning of of the comeback and not what we've seen so far.
So the Yellowjackets with the lead, 17-16, and they've got to pin Princeville back here and deny them any chances of scoring in this football game. 27 seconds to go. The Yellowjackets, Hernandez with a high kick, and it's going to be fielded by Princeville. And a nice hit out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
Looks like A.J. Johnson down on the tackle.
So A.J. Johnson in on the stop up. So this kid does it all.
Does it sell popcorn? No, we don't sell popcorn. But
He got his bus driver's license.
that's right. Oh, man.
So the Yellowjackets on defense. And they've just got to start hitting out there.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they haven't, not saying that, but they need to come up and make some big defensive plays.
Yeah.
Princeville with a 1st and 10 yards to go. And a nice hit on the outside, a gain of maybe 2 yards. That was helmet to helmet.
Yes, it was.
And it's not illegal in high school football, is it?
I don't think you can spear with your helmet, but yeah, if those two helmets bump, I think that's what happens.
End of 3 in this playoff game here at Monroe Stadium. The Yellowjackets have clawed their way back out on top. 17-16 our score. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. Playoff action. Game number 11 on the season. And the Yellowjackets are leading by 1 point. 2nd and 8 yards to go for Princeville at their 24-yard line. And it's going to be a flag. This receiver on the near side was illegal procedures. Started before the snap of the football. False start.
Yeah, let Princeville make a few mistakes now.
Yeah. That's going to push the Tigers back inside their 20 to the 19-yard line. 2nd down and about 13 yards to go for Princeville. Now, I don't know about next week, Bob, if the Yellowjackets might be certainly premature in saying that the Yellowjackets will advance, but right now they lead, and I think they might host the game next week if they win.
That would be so sweet.
Yellowjackets standing them up in the middle of that defensive front.
He's leading the way down here. That's
no
that's
gain on the play. Conaway in on the stop. So the Yellowjackets going to be 3rd down and 13 yards to go for Princeville. Nose of the football right at the 20-yard line. So the Yellowjackets have got to stop them here on 3rd down and force them to punt the football.
3rd down, 13 for Princeville.
So the Yellowjackets digging in on defense. 11-16 to go, 4th quarter. Quarterback looking to throw the ball, and he throws it behind the intended receiver. The receiver never saw the football.
Well, you know why they don't pay us much.
That falls incomplete, setting up a 4th down and 12.5 yards to go for Princeville. Yellowjackets will come out of this in excellent field position. Back to return for James Monroe. That's number 24, the dangerous A.J. Johnson. Punter standing at his 6-yard line. Takes his time. Has the ball blocked. right around the 11-yard line. Who was that got in there to block that punt?
23, was that Conaway?
No.
No, 120.
Wait a minute, was it Conaway? It might have been, Bob.
Number 23, I'm almost
A.J.
sure.
Conaway, I think. They blocked that punt at the 11-yard line.
You know, I was just going to say, you know, we haven't seen many block punts by JM this year. We need one now, right?
And we got what you asked for, Bob.
Okay, now let's march it on in, guys.
Zach Davis, the junior, 6'5", 180. He just trying to will his team back, Bob.
Yeah, I think the Mo is on JM's side now.
1st and 10 yards to go. Yellowjackets run around the left side and running through some mess near the goal line. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! What a run!
Is that
AJ? AJ with an 11-yard touchdown run.
Gotta have it.
What a determined run. Oh, he was hit at the 5, and they gang tackled him, and he took the whole pile into the end zone. What a run by A.J. Johnson. 11 yards. That's 7 touchdowns in 2 games thus far.
Yeah, well, let's make 8 or 9, huh?
23-16. Extra point attempt here by Hernandez. Hernandez gets the kick up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 10:53 to go in this quarterfinal match in the region. It's James Monroe 24, Princeville 16. Back after this timeout. Back here at Maury Stadium, crowd just a little bit different crowd now, for some reason. Seem to be cheering a lot right about now.
Yeah, that's good. And we even had some cheering going on in the back door there. I appreciate you taking care of it.
Yeah, some friends I invited in. Kick into the end zone by Hernandez. Touchback. 1st and 10 for Princeville at their 20-yard line. Hernandez has been a big factor for this team this year.
Yeah, he's something. It's a shame he's a senior, but he is a good one.
Yep.
At 2 o'clock tomorrow, and our girls and boys cross-country team will be competing in the state.
I was watching Deputy Superintendent Marcy Catlett down throwing a T-shirt. I wonder what happened to the gun. You know, you used to have a T-shirt gun.
Oh, yeah. So what kind of wing has Marcy got on? Pretty good.
Oh, about 12 yards.
12, okay.
Not bad.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for Princeville.
No.
And Princeville with a strong, powerful run of about 7 yards on that carry. Out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Got some partial scores here, Bob. Riverbend 48, James River, Chesterfield 7 in the 4th quarter. Brook Point leading Orange 49-0 in the 3rd quarter. Stafford 48, Patrick Henry, and that game was played this afternoon. So 48-0 was that score. No, that's not the game that was played this evening. North Stafford beat Mountain View 31-0. Back to live action. Oh, now the ball carrier is pushed back.
Lloyd Johnson.
Greenhouse
Terry Young.
and Johnson in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. They are fired up defensively,
Yeah, I
Bob.
love to see that D-line surge catching them in the backfield.
Region 4B, interesting halftime score. Cortland leading Louisa 13-7 at the half. Easton View pounding Patrick Henry of Ashland 34-6. Culpeper 21, Spotsylvania 14 in the fourth quarter. I think the Yellow Jackets will possibly play Culpeper if they hold on here tonight.
Did we play Culpeper earlier in the year? We didn't, did we?
So penalty against the Yellow Jackets, pushing the ball out past the 35 to the 40.
Whoa.
What's that, a 35-yard penalty?
Wow, he just kept on walking. Let's see what the...
Out to the 45-yard line. What in the world did they do on that play? It's a major penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Yellow Jackets. Thus, 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10 for Princeville. Princeville, man in motion to the near side, and that's going to be a run and a scrum, and never did go down, but a gain of maybe 2 yards on that run. Going to be 2nd down and 8 yards to go for Princeville at their 48-yard line. 9:26 to go in this fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets up by 8.
Yeah, that's significant. That lead there will make them try for 2, and
2nd down and 7.
that's good.
So 2nd, 8 yards to go. Quarterback looking to throw the football, and he's going to be hit, and the ball came out. Still gave him a little bit too much cushion for me, Bob.
Yeah, no kidding. That's as close as they've come to completing a pass tonight.
They're still over, right?
Yeah, as near as I could figure.
Incomplete pass, stopping the clock with 9 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. So 3rd down, 8 yards to go for Princeville at their 48-yard line. Yellow Jackets need a big defensive play here. Quarterback under center, dropping back to throw the ball. He's going to be sacked. Nice defensive play.
Yeah, he could have jerked that helmet, and I'm glad he
that was Chris Carter, 6'1", 191 senior, and on the stop for the Yellow Jackets with the big sack. And that's going to take, if they had missed that and kept the ball at the original line of scrimmage, they probably would have gone for it on 4th down.
Exactly, yeah.
But that took them out of the chance of going for it on 4th down. So now we're getting a timeout on the field. Yellow Jackets might have taken a timeout here. We might get that on the field to
Yellow Jackets.
Have a talk with Coach Serby at the end of tonight's ball game. Julian Bumry is with us tonight. He's doing the PA honors.
Yeah, nice to see Julian.
Yeah. And so Julian is going to help us out and go down on the field and talk with Coach Serby at the end of tonight's football game. So James Monroe taking a timeout. 4th down play here for Princeville when we resume play. 4th and about 15 yards to go. Siri, what's the temperature?
You're talking to your wife, not talking to Siri.
Let's see what the temperature is here. Here we go, 4th down and about 15 yards to go from Princeville. Punter standing at his 27-yard line. Gets off the punt. Ugly punt off the side of the foot. And it takes a JM bounce. You know, almost went back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That's a net punt of about 4 yards.
We'll take it. Well, Charlie Fry was this close to blocking that punt.
Siri says it is 34 degrees in Fredericksburg.
And she was shivering when she said it, right?
With the wind chills. So a punt. Net punt of about 5 yards. The Yellow Jacket will have it 1st and 10 at the Princeville 44-yard line. Got a receiver. Brandon Woolridge to the near side of the field. Number 6 is coming off the field. Operating from the pistol. And a little counter play. And the Yellow Jackets, Monroe Barnum on the carry. Might have picked up a yard or 2 on that run.
Yeah, he got thrown down like the other guy had his mask.
Yeah, it could have been unsportsmanlike.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Princeville is getting a little frustrated now, and maybe they could get one of those big personal foul things.
So the Yellow Jackets with the 2nd and 9 from the Princeville 44-yard line. Got trips to the far side of the field, operating from the pistol formation. That's Zach Davis, the junior. Zach dropping back, rifles a pass with a reception. And did he get the first down?
I think he did. They laid the marker down, and it looks like he got beyond it. But
Chris Reeves-Williams on a reception for James Monroe. About a yard shy of picking up the first down. 3rd and a yard to go. Ball at the Princeville 35-yard line.
I'll give you 3 guesses who's going to run this football. Even first 2 don't count, all right?
Conaway checking into the JM backfield. He was late getting in there, and he gets the call. He's got the first down. Bob, you were spot on.
He's a workhorse. He really is.
Yep.
I mean.
Designated workhorse. Zach Davis flipping his arms up and down, wanting the crowd to get into this football game. Sparse crowd tonight.
Yeah, the ones that are here are shivering.
Diehards.
Yeah, good for them.
Fair weather fans are at home tonight. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. And it's going to be a handoff and a run around the left side. AJ cuts it back inside, down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Nice run by AJ.
Yeah.
Pretty much been kept quiet thus far, but he's had some good runs here and there.
Has had some key runs, and they were bound to have watched last week's game film and saw him score 6 touchdowns. So they got his number in their little pad thing.
Well, you got a sidebar here by the referees, and let's see if it's going to be against. Well, they're going to bring the chain all the way across the field or stretch it out and see if the Yellow Jackets did pick up the first down. I'm saying they're about a foot short.
I think you're right here. Yep. Exactly a foot.
First down. No.
Oh, what?
That's going to be about a foot short.
Oh.
Now, I didn't see the same signal, did you?
No.
The referees never did give a signal of a first down. First down? Oh, Hawkeye Jim got it. Let's see. Jim, you're absolutely correct. Jim 1, Herman and Bob 0. If you're keeping score at home. So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 22-yard line. Zach under center, and that's Conaway hit right in the hole. What a nice defensive play by a Princeville player.
Yeah,
And it's hard to pick. The numbers are small, and you can't see them on the jerseys, can you?
Yeah, no, it's.
I mean, we'd call them if we could see them.
Yeah, it's a poor choice of color combination. What is it? Gold or?
Looks like an orange or something.
Yeah, you're right. It is
Against white. So 2nd and 10 yards to go. And that's going to be Johnson on the carry. Down to about the 16-yard line. Well, they're in field goal range, Bob.
Yeah, that would, 5:30 left, that would put the game away.
That would seal it. 5:27 and counting down here in this fourth quarter. 24 to 16, James Monroe leading Princeville District Tigers from the Northwestern District, Class 3, Region 4B. Bob, all of that changed from last year, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it did, yeah.
Yeah, man.
So they're 3B, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot what it was last year, but it was nothing like this.
And penalty on JM.
Just when you remember what we were last year, I remembered it. Then they changed it on me, so now I've got to get used to seeing this.
I know it, and everybody's saying, "Oh, this is such an improvement." Really? Okay.
Not for us. So, Princeville is located in Knoxville, Virginia.
30% for the Yellowjackets.
3rd down. Zach is looking, and he has a man wide.
Oh, yeah.
Touchdown. Yes. That's going to be a 23-yard touchdown pass.
Reeves Williams.
Number 15, Chris Reeves Williams. So the Yellowjackets in control now, 30 to 16 with 4:53 to go. Extra point attempt here by Miguel Hernandez. It's up, and it is good. Timeout on the field with 4:53 to go. In this Class 3 Region 4B football game, our score is James Monroe 31, Princeville 16. Back after this. Welcome back to Murray Stadium. Yellowjackets in pretty good shape here now, Bob.
Yeah, wasn't that a beautiful pass?
Yes.
Reeves Williams just reached out and pulled it in.
Kick by Hernandez. It's going to go out of bounds right around the 3-yard line. So the Yellowjackets will be penalized. They don't make them kick it again, do they?
Let's see. It may be a choice, but
well, Hernandez is picking up the tee, so that means they'll get it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's no choice, we would have gotten it if the. Oh well. 35-yard line. That's where they get it.
Yep. 1st and 10 for Princeville at the 35-yard line. Operating from looks like the pistol formation. Quarterback going to run the football. He was across the line of scrimmage, but that pass falls incomplete.
I don't want to say this, but is it possible that they have not completed a pass this whole football game?
I think you might be right, Bob.
Mercy.
Over. 1st and 10. Make it 2nd down and 10 yards to go for Princeville. Well, they're looking up at the clock, trailing 31-16. Desperation is about to set in for the Tigers, Bob. Quarterback and a run, and the Yellowjackets all over the play. Number 54, that's Kerry Young, stop for the Yellowjackets.
I have to give their running back credit for accepting the football.
Yes. That's the kind you might cough up on.
Yeah, right. Or you hand it back to the quarterback. Are you kidding? You run it.
I'm not going to run this thing. Here, you take it.
No, no, you take it.
Loss of yards on that play, setting up a 3rd down and about 14 yards to go. Quarterback movement on the near side, but no penalty. And he's going to run out of bounds on the far side of the field, setting up a 4th down and about 11 yards to go for the Tigers. And it's desperation time now for Princeville.
Yeah, they're going to have to run a play on 4th down.
So Brook Point beat Orange 56-0. Well, that's in the 4th quarter. Final score: Stafford 48, Patrick Henry nothing.
That's got to be more points than Stafford has scored all year long.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
North Stafford 31, Mountain View nothing. Louisa 14, Cortland 13, 5:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Eastern View beating Patrick Henry of Ashland by the score of 47-6 in the 4th quarter. The score a little bit behind here for James Monroe. On here they've got James Monroe 24-16. We proudly say it's 31-16.
Right. Update on the field.
Yep. Culpeper 29, Spotsylvania 27 in the 4th quarter when only 53 seconds to go in that football game. And boy, it's a barn burner down in Region 1A, Bob. Washington Lee and Colonia Beach scoreless.
Wow.
Doesn't say what quarter. Here we go, 4th down and 13 yards to go. Princeville going for it. And the quarterback's going to be pulled down. Nice defensive play. That's number 22, Chris Carter, in on the stop for James Monroe. Yellowjackets will get the football. 3:57 to go in this football game. They can just run it out here. Keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, Conaway.
Yeah.
And then maybe AJ.
Just a little dash of AJ.
Yeah, just to add a little spice.
A little paprika here. Little AJ. So 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets. Pitch, sweep around the right side. Well, they came up and hit him hard.
They did, yeah.
You might want to kind of save AJ here a little bit.
Right.
Don't want him to get injured.
Yeah, he'll be playing another football game, I believe, Herman.
Yep. So the Yellowjackets will advance to the semifinals of the region. They've got Princeville, Class 3 Region 4B. James Monroe, Class 3 Region 3B. I wonder what's the difference.
Huh.
I'm sorry I bring this stuff up, Bob.
I know, but you got me confused.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Got a whistle on the play. You think they would be in the same? No, I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a typing error. Okay.
All right. Well, we don't have to worry about that tonight anyway.
Yeah, right. They can be 4B all they want tonight.
That's right. Penalty against the Yellowjackets, second down, and about 15 yards to go for James Monroe. Princeville 34-yard line, operating from the pistol, and that's going to be number 3 with the run. Bonham on the carry. You know, Bonham was the quarterback that started off the year.
It was, yeah. And he's probably happy to get in there. He made a nice fake and then took off with it, and wow, nice yardage.
So, gain of good yards on that running play by Bonham. Third down and about 3 yards to go for the Yellowjackets. Ball at the Princeville 22-yard line.
Third down and 4.
2 receivers to the near side of the field, 2 to the far. Johnson along with Bonham. Bonham with the football. He's going to score at the 5 into the end zone, touchdown.
Nice play.
It's going to be a 23-yard touchdown run by Bonham.
21 yards out.
I did say 23 yards, didn't I, Bob?
You did. Mm-hmm.
Good to see Omar Bonham get a score, Bob.
Yeah.
He's a kid that has really contributed all season long. And it's nice to see this kid get rewarded with a touchdown on a nice run. Number 12 going in for the Yellowjackets, Josh Coleman. Set for the extra point here to snap the hold. The kick, and it's up, and it is good. 37-16, 2:17 to go. Got a partial score, Warren County on top of Skyline, 21-14 in the fourth quarter.
Who is that beating Skyline?
Warren County 21, Skyline 14 in the fourth quarter. And I think that's a team that's in that same
division as we are.
Yes. At one of those two schools we might see down the road a bit.
Well, we don't mind seeing them as long as they come here.
That's right. So we're going to find out from Coach Survey when Julian goes in on the field whether the Yellowjackets will host the game next week and who will they play.
Yeah, it would be nice to know if
yes,
and we've got those scores, and it should be at least the winner of, and then we should probably know who the winner of is pretty soon.
So, Yellowjackets set to kick off to Princeville. Hernandez, it's a bomb, taking it to 6, 10, 15. And a reverse.
Yeah, sneaky.
And
there's a flag down.
Nice hit. Number 17, Miguel Hernandez, a kicker, coming up to make the hit.
Yeah, the JM teammates going, really? You can do that too.
He put a good shot on him too, Bob.
Yeah, no kidding. Nothing like the incentive of a kicker.
That's right. And Princeville with the reverse on the kickoff. Flag on the play. It's against Princeville, so that's going to push the Tigers back.
Okay, so personal foul. But what was the little leg thing?
I don't know what that. That might have been Jolly Horse. I don't know. Tripping, I guess, Bob. That's what that is.
Okay, tripping. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Herb.
That's going to push the ball back to Princeville's 15-yard line. Number 76, my man Kayshawn Nelson, is into the game for the Yellowjackets. And a short gain on that running play.
You know, you'd think they'd throw a pass, just a little swing out or something like that just to get a completion.
Well, I guess we could officially say now it's payback to Princeville for what they did to the Yellowjackets last year.
Right.
And the Yellowjackets, probably the shortest time in the playoffs last year, getting out in that first round. And the Yellowjackets going to send Princeville packing tonight in this quarterfinal game.
Yeah, a little payback.
Yep. Minute 24 and counting down here in this fourth quarter. And they keep it on the ground, and a nice tackle by the Yellowjackets on the far side of the field. And getting some new players in there. Number 75, Travis Dawson, going in. Number 76, 78 coming out for the Yellowjackets. 78 is Dion Carter. So the Yellowjackets will advance to the semifinals next week. We don't know whether it's Friday or Saturday. And some of that information we can find out from Coach Survey when Julian makes his way down on the field. Princeville going to throw it, and it's going to be picked off on a return. Number 2 with the speed. Did he get into the end zone? No, they're going to spot it right at the 1-yard line. But Brandon Warridge got the tip on the intercept and nearly took it back.
He had all that green in front of him. He wanted that one.
Yes. 1 yard away from getting a pick six in this fourth quarter with 25 seconds to go. And the Yellowjackets will take a knee here, I'm sure. They don't want to score. Or did Princeville do us any damage last year?
That's right. How bad was it last year?
That's right. Let's check the record book and see how bad they beat us last year. That will determine whether we score here or just take a knee. 25 seconds to go. First and goal for the Yellowjackets at the 1-yard line, and they will take a knee. Yes. Zach Davis taking a knee, and that's going to do it. With 18 seconds and counting down here in this football game, Yellowjackets, Class 3 Region B quarterfinal round was decided tonight here at Maury Stadium, and the Yellowjackets come away with an impressive second half performance by beating Princeville 38-6. Bob Blackburn with all the highlights of tonight's football game. When we return, final score is James Monroe 38, Princeville 16. We'll be back right after this timeout. Come here, man. Julian Bummer is going down on the field now, and hopefully we can get a word with Coach Rick Survey. But right now, without further ado, here's Bob Blackburn with the highlights of tonight's football game.
Yeah, it was a game of two halves there, and JM totally dominated the second half. But anyway, here's how it started. James Monroe got on the board first at 9-11 in the first quarter on a 39-yard pass from Hardy to Reeves Williams. Point after was good, made it 7-0 JM. But then Princeville came back in the second quarter with 3 straight scores to take the lead. First with at 11-19 on a 15-yard run by Alex Whitley. Point after was good there. They tied the score at 7-all. Princeville came back with a 32-yard field goal, making it 10-7, and then scored one more time before the half with about 28 seconds left in the half on a 7-yard TD run. And the point after was no good, and Princeville took a 16-7 lead into the locker room. JM came out, the second half belonged to them. They scored twice in the third quarter, 3:07, on a 40-yard field goal by Hernandez that made it 16-10, and they took the lead with 27 seconds on a 1-yard run by K.J. Conaway. Point after was good, and that made it 17-16. Jackets take the lead back. In the fourth quarter at 10:53 on an 11-yard TD run by A.J. Johnson, JM scored again at the point after good, 24-16 James Monroe. JM scored again at 4:53 on a 23-yard pass from Davis to Reeves Williams. Point after good, 31-16. And the icing on the cake came at 2:17 of the fourth quarter on a TD run by Barnum. Thing of beauty, by the way. 23-yarder. Point after is good. And 38-16.
All right, Bob, thanks a lot. We're going to go down on the field to Julian. Julian Montgomery is down on the field with Coach Survey. He's right in the middle of the players. He's got his mic on, so hopefully we can get a word from Julian. He just cut his mic off. So we will hang right here until we get a word from down on the field. I saw Coach Survey and Julian both there. Now I've lost them in the crowd. But a big win for the Yellowjackets tonight. 38-16 was the final score. And do you see Julian?
He had to be in the middle of it with all that noise going on there.
Of course, Coach Survey wanted to be with his players, and he may be having a team meeting, and that seems to have come to an end. Here we go, Julian.
All right, we're down here on the field Tuesday with Coach Survey. Coach, some more Martin Magic. Another playoff win here, Coach. You were down at halftime. I just heard your little speech. You probably gave him a real fire speech. What did you do to get your team ready for the second half, Coach?
Coach Griffin really got into them about believing in themselves. I got on their case about don't be defeatist and you know, just to let open up the well. The fire's there, but we're not getting it out of us. And the kids really picked it up, and I was real proud of them. I'm really proud of Zach Davis. That's why you have two quarterbacks. That's why you have substitutes. That's why you put people in to make things work. And I'm really proud of our kids, and I think the community and the school should be proud of them because they've worked their tail off. It was the coldest week of weather we had last week. We were in rain, we were in mud, we were in everything, and they really bounced back this week, and I'm very proud of them.
Great, Coach. You know, you started off early. 3 completions on that first drive by your young quarterback, Hardy,
yep.
And you know, got a little stagnant there. They came out and ran and got up on the score at halftime. But your guys showed some resiliency, came back, started pounding the ball with A.J. Johnson, some big plays. Your defense really showed well in the second half too, Coach.
Played really well in the first half. They got two muff punts for us, 2 lousy punts, and a handoff that was dropped. Mm-hmm. So we gave them field position for 3 touchdowns. But the thing about it is the kids, they really wanted this game. And I think they were kind of shell-shocked, you know. So was I. Chris Williams never fumbles the ball, right. And our punting game's been good all year long. And so that really hurt us, but we came back from it, made a couple adjustments. George Major put a new punter in. Dyson went to we really don't have 2 quarterbacks. We have 1 quarterback, but there's 2 different kids playing 1 quarterback. Gotcha. And we go with both of them. I told them both to be ready, and Zach came in and led us to victory.
Good. Coach, moving forward, you know, you've been here before, playoff, plenty, you know, state championships. Playoff time, you're going on the road again, and what are you going to do? Some adjustments are going on the road.
I don't care. You know, like I told the kids, I play in China. It don't make no difference. I play in the parking lot of Walmart. I don't care. We won. We're going on the road. And you know what? I know something? JM has a history of playing great games on the road. So we're going to go to Warren County. We're going to pack up our pretty uniforms, put them in a bag, and we're going to go to Warren County, and we're going to show them that we are, in my opinion, in the kids' opinion, we're the best team in this region.
Let's go get it, Coach. Again, some more Maury Magics down here on the field with legendary Hall of Fame coach, Coach Serbe. Congratulations
I'm
again.
Here with legendary Hall of Fame basketball coach Julian Bumby, and I really miss you. When you said move those chains, I started jumping up and down, man.
Thank you
so much for coming tonight.
I really appreciate it. Good luck next week, Coach.
All right, thank you, Julian.
All right, thanks, Julian, and thanks, Coach Serbe, the winning coach down on the field. And, well, that's a pretty familiar sight with Coach Serbe this time of the year.
Hey, we'll take it as a good luck sign, right?
Yes. So the Yellowjackets advance, and we will be going to Warren County next week. We don't know whether it's Friday or Saturday. Did they say? So we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't. I didn't hear that. In fact, I wasn't even listening when they said Warren County. I'm glad you picked that up. So
we're on the road next week against Warren County, and we don't know whether that game's going to be played next Friday or Saturday. So the Yellowjackets advance and move on to the semifinals next week. Familiar situation for us and for them.
Yeah. Do you know what Warren County's record is?
No.
I don't either. So we'll look it up.
I had the information here. Wait a minute, Bob. I'm trying to find out for you. Warren County, they were 6-4 coming into tonight's football game. They played Skyline, who was 4-6. So they upped their record to 7-4. We're talking about Warren County, and they were the number 2 seed behind Thomas Jefferson in Richmond.
Gotcha.
So that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight here at the friendly confines of Monroe Stadium as the Yellowjackets advance to the semifinal game next week against Warren County. So for Bob Blackburn, Jim Chandler, I'm Herman Kay saying so long from Monroe Stadium.